Have you ever wondered what it truly means to abandon the sword? Not just setting it aside for a moment, but hanging it up forever, as if every battle had been carved into your soul. Well, in Rurouni Kenshin, that moment isn't just a symbolic gesture. It's the point where a weary warrior's journey meets the peace he had been searching for. Himura, the legendary Battosai, lived between the edge of the blade and the weight of guilt. He was an assassin who believed that cutting down lives was the only way to change the world. But the truth is, every strike, every death, left scars that even time couldn't erase. And thus was born the man we came to know. The wandering swordsman with a calm gaze, carrying a reverse blade sword as a vow never to kill again. But promises, my friend, come at a cost. Kenshin's road was long, filled with ghosts, enemies, and memories that never let him rest. He fought not only against swordsmen and villains, but against his own shadow. Each duel was more than a fight. It was a silent conversation between who he had been and who he wanted to become. And then came the day that Kenshin realized his sword was no longer necessary, that he didn't need the blade anymore to protect those he loved, that his battle was no longer against bloodthirsty warriors, but against the weight of his own conscience. The moment he hung up his sword was the moment the Battousai truly died, and the man Himura was born. Now picture this, that deeply emotional scene where the sound of the wind is louder than any battle, brought to life on a screen that shows every detail, every breath, every tear with stunning realism. That's where the Samsung QN90C Neo QL ED65 semi-enclosed TV comes in, an experience that's not just watching, but feeling every glint of the blade, every shadow of dusk, every expression on Kenshin's face comes alive before your eyes, because stories like this don't just ask for attention, they demand immersion. Back to our wanderer. When Kenshin hangs up the sword, it's not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it's the hardest victory, refusing violence as the solution. He chooses to live, to love, and to reconcile with his own story. He chooses kaoru, chooses family, chooses the future. And that, perhaps, is far braver than wielding a blade against 1,000 enemies. This gesture echoes beyond the screen. It's a reminder that we all carry invisible sores, wounds, grudges, fears, and that the time comes when we must decide whether they're still worth wielding. By leaving his sword behind, Kenshin doesn't erase the past. He accepts that it will always be a part of him. But for the first time, he refuses to let the past guide his steps. And here lies the big question. When the moment finally arrives to lay down the weapons we carry, will we have the courage to hang them up? Or will we cling to them until the very end?